Hi, I'm Dr. Haley Perlus, sport and exercise psychology expert, here with today's mental toughness moment. Today I was working with about a group of 25 athletes and we were talking about distraction control. And when I asked them what sorts of things distract them, inevitably, as in every conversation like this, the fear of failure came up. And I was instantly reminded of an insert from JK Rowling's Harvard speech when she spoke during the commencement, and this is what she said. You might never fail on the scale that I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. In sport, in life, like JK says, failure is inevitable. In fact, lots of coaches say that he or she who best recovers from errors, recovers from failure, is going to be the one that stands on top of the podium at the end of the day. It's going to be the person who doesn't focus on the failure, isn't scared of the failure, but always is focusing on what they can do next, what they can do next, what they can do next, and just understands that failure is going to happen at one point in time. They are the people that persevere and find ultimate success in the end. It's not about being perfect. When we're striving for perfection, typically we hold back from giving our best. Because if we're not perfect, then we're failing and we fear the failure. So we always hold something back. And like JK says, if we're holding something back, if we're not putting forth maximum effort, we're failing by default. Let me read it one more time. You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. For yourself, for the athletes that you're working with, in life, in health, in business, whatever it may be, it doesn't just have to be in sports. If you're focused on fear of failure, you're probably holding effort back. You're holding something back so that maybe you have an excuse as to why you failed, or you're so focused on the failure that you're not focused on the task at hand. Whatever it may be, you're not putting forth maximum effort and you are failing by default. So we have to tell ourselves a new story. Failure is going to happen. It's not a bad word. It's not a nasty word. It is a realistic, it happens word. And the more you fail, you just have to get right back up. If you fail 7 times, you stand up 8 and you keep going forward. And yes, we're going to learn from them all, but that doesn't even matter at this moment. We just have to understand that failure is something that's going to happen, and we have to accept it and keep persevering. So that's the mental toughness moment for today. Failure is inevitable. And if you hold something back for fear of failure, you're still failing by default. So accept that it may happen today, accept that it's going to happen at some point in your life. It's not a bad word. It's not a bad thing. You just stand up and you keep fighting forward. If you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. Leave them in the space provided. If you have a video you want me to create, go ahead and leave that in the space provided as well. And until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day.